right, well, I'm back for the second time tonight because I figured put my kid to bed. It's almost 9:45. I got an hour before I gotta get to myself, so why the hell not do something creative? Well, by creative, I mean the opposite of that. Mechanical putting things together without thinking. Because the computer that I just streamed, the parts that came out of it are going to go back into another case. So what I've done off cam is I've taken the 420 meg hard drive that was in that computer that had all the drivers for the sound card and whatever else was on there, and removed it and put those drivers directly onto this already pre-formatted 105 meg drive, which would go well with that 386 DX25, very much error correct, and just replace the CD and audio drivers. I haven't tested it. We're going to put away my workhorse swapper computer that I plug everything into, SCSI, USB, everything. There's nothing special to this machine. It's just been my bridge for technology, and it's been very useful. So here's the case. It's going into, adjust this a bit here. That's probably better. And that's the case cover. So there's a few things that need to be done. I gotta set this to now say 25 and I guess 16 or whatever turbo off is. I'm probably not going to do that on cam because it's probably going to be incredibly boring to watch. So instead we'll do something slightly less boring and assemble this computer using these components. We're going to place over here for the time being, because the first thing that's going in is the motherboard. So I just talked about this one previously when I disassembled it from that throne case, and this is going into whatever, what does it say on here? COC, I'm not sure what that is, case instead. So that's what's happening. Okay, so this one had a slight bit of corrosion damage here. There's just one giant ground here, and it ate away like 20% of it, but there's like 80% left, so not a problem. Neutralized it, cleaned it off with what do you call it, baking soda and vinegar, mostly vinegar, and then I epoxied it, which what I mean by that is I put nail polish on it to cover it all back up. But yeah, it didn't go through the board. Didn't need any traces up in here. Looks pretty good. I mean, I've got one upstairs for my personal use that was way worse than this. And 5 years later, still going strong. The key is to really neutralize it. And once you get it neutralized, then, you know, prevents the spread. So I've got standoff in there. I got one of these weirdo, these standoff bits from the last case, which we will not be reusing in here. So this is a very, very, I'd say early 386, because the 386 I think came out in 1985, and they were like prohibitively expensive then. So like if you got us the 386 from like 86, 87, those are, I'd say, like first gen, I suppose. But this is definitely coming off that era. I think this BIOS date is 1988. Doesn't say on the board. I'm sure the post will show it. There's a slot for a 8287. So you can put a 286 coprocessor on here, as well as a 386 coprocessor. This is a transition board. It's not like a full-size 386 board would probably be like this, and like there would be a board past the keyboard controller, which this case wouldn't support because there's metal bracket there, but there are some with floating power supplies, and I've seen 386. The first ones were like just giant. So this is like from that same era, but they've started to minimize it a little bit. Like there's still a lot of discrete. What are these? These look like inverters or AND gates or something like that. It's all just off the shelf parts here. Lots of VLSI chips. There's 2 clocks, 3 crystals on here. Yeah, it's an earlier board. I wouldn't call this, it's definitely not that, like the one that I put in just in the last video, that was a later model board. And they get even smaller than that. So, actually, do we even need, you're going to put one standoff here. Yeah, that's it. There's no slots. All the pressure is going to be over here. So, Fujikama branded. I had a Fujikama 386 with, I think, a near identical board. Just the BIOS was a Neat SX BIOS, which it's a weird one. But all right, the 2-sided tape still working. Bam. So that goes. And we already lost the standoff. Perfect. Love it. Everything's working well. Some of these larger boards are just a royal pain to align. Yeah, you see? Sometimes it's easier to end with. What the hell is this? Yeah, sometimes it's just easier to put the standoffs in the slots and then drive the board into it. Okay, let's just make sure that that's level. Nothing's touching any metal here. Yeah, I'm gonna put a standoff there. Maybe one with yeah, one of these edge guys. These are cool. They're kind of hard to find now, but they kind of clamp around. It's like an afterthought, which is exactly what I'm doing here. It kind of just fits there, and yeah, there's enough retention in there that it won't come away. Good. I just really don't want this to short out to ground here. It's far enough away. Okay. And there's really nothing I can do for it on this side. Maybe I have a half hider somewhere. This piece of rubber will do just nicely. Just fold that in half. Jam it under this IC here. Yeah, that ain't going anywhere. Okay. Screw down the board itself. All right. Black to black. This one's a lot easier to plug in than the other one. The nicer things about these larger boards is a lot of stuff is spaced out. It's not all cramped into one tiny area. So that's always a nice thing. Okay, there's no need to check any of these jumpers. Everything was working on the other case. And what I will do, okay, let's go through the I/O. This is the TVGA. I believe this is an 8900A or B. It's an older one. It's not the dual head, but it does have the jumper settings, which you can set the refresh rate, or perhaps not the refresh rate, but the scan rate or something like that. Back in the day when they had to be done manually. I've never actually seen a manual for one of these. But the dual head ones had less switches, so I wonder why this one has 6. Anyways, I never had to mess with them. Not on a TVGA. I had to mess with them on an ATI. Yes, but I do have VGA on one of those. All right. So I guess the sound card can live here. Okay. And this is the I/O card that was original to the system. And let's move this around a little bit. Let's maybe put the... Oh, I think I remember something about this. My other Fujikama board just did a weird thing where if you put a video card in the last, because this, I can see that, but the last ISA slot is longer than the rest of them. That's for a dedicated memory expansion board. And I discovered that if you have 8 megs of RAM in here, in 8x1 SIMs, and you have a video card, I believe it was specifically a video card, in that slot, in one of the 2 slots, this one only has 1, where the RAM expansion ports are, you would only be able to see half of your system memory, so 4 megs. If you had bank 1 full. If you had bank 0 full, it would still be 4. Very weird setup. I had the manual for that board, so I had to look that up, and the manual was very precise. It had like the whole ISA like pinouts for what each one of these pins did. Like it goes to the DMA controller, the IRQ. So I looked at the extended 32-bit extension, excuse me, for the memory port, and I noticed that several of the IRQs or the DMA channels were running into that one too. So I'm just like, well, what if I just don't put a card in there? And that's literally all I needed to do. Just don't put a video card in the 32-bit slot. So that's what happened. Just tie this blank down. Now, I'm not sure how this hard drive is going to behave with that driver software. So I'm just going to put everything loosely without sliding everything in, because this needs rails and stuff. So, and to keep the video relatively short, I'm not going to screw these drives in, because I had to basically like make makeshift rails for these. So it's a lot of fidgeting to get them aligned properly, and there's no sense in showing that. So I won't. I just want to make sure that... What was that? There's a noise. Oh, there's something moving around. Oh, nice. Oh, I know what that is. One of these insulated quick connectors got into the drive somehow. I was worried there for a second. I'm like, no, these are rare. Well, they're not rare, but they're not easy to find. So right now, I'm just hooking up all the I/O so that the computer is more or less complete. I'm just gotta be careful how you set these down. There's a spinning disc on the bottom. Sometimes it gets caught on stuff and it just makes an annoying sound, and it could be startling. So the twisted one is A. I think this is J1 is here. Okay, so this is one of the ones. Nope, that's right. Usually the ribbon cable, the red part goes to the power supply 90% of the time, although not always. Okay, CD-ROM's connected, floppy's connected. Let's get this. This is what I'm most interested in, is how this hard drive is going to behave upon boot up. Okay. All right. That is not super clean looking, but it is what it is. So let's give it some power now. And a video. A mouse, why not? We got a mouse here? Yes. It's going to connect to the card directly. And I don't know what it did with my tester keyboard, so just use the keyboard from the last video, which should be fine. Keyboard goes to the back. Okay, we got black to black over there. Motherboard isn't touching the metal anywhere. Yeah, I can see right through. Okay, let's do it. Well, we got video. That's good. I'm going to have no sound because I didn't hook up anything for the front of it. But it should just go. So while it's doing the RAM count, see if I can at least get the speaker plugged in. You know, I'm not going to do that because the back. Yeah, I don't want to do that. We can press escape and see what it does. A drive, B drive, C drive error. Okay. Tell me why. Missing operating system. Type 47. I don't think I changed the. Oh, did I? I did change the hard drive in this. Yes, I'm a fool. I'm a fool. Okay, the wiring's off. Let me plug some of these front connectors in. LED power. Let's try that. There's a speaker. Oh, let me just look. I didn't seeing any of this. Okay. Just the header connectors. And turbo switch. I guess that's it there. A reset switch. Ah, yes, this is the motherboard that just does not have a reset switch header. Really, really weird. I've never seen that before. And the hard drive LED goes somewhere on this controller board. I don't think it's labeled either, so I just kind of stuck it somewhere and it worked. That's a jumper. That's a connector. Okay, it's probably there. And C8, so positive to 1. It should be enough. Yeah, weird. This motherboard just does not have a reset header. Although, I'm going to see if I can find this on Stason or something. This motherboard, and maybe it's in a different spot. I don't know. Because everything up here is connected. And except the turbo LED. This one. Weird, no reset switch. It's just not there. Okay. Okay. Let's get in the BIOS. We got something. Yeah, we got an LED for hard drive and we got one for power. So, okay, turbo is working. It's slightly faster than you. Okay. Good. Yes, I understand that the C drive has failed because it doesn't have. Oh, this date is off. Thursday, February 9th. Okay. Was it March 1st? Yeah. The time is right. It's just the date was off. Okay. So the CHS values are obviously not right. I wrote them on top of the hard drive. The best thing you want to do is move around a rotating hard drive. They love it. It's just in the manual. It's their way of relaxing. Just move a hard drive around while it's on. It's perfect for them. Cylinder 771. Heads 8. Oh, so it has 8. Sectors 33. 99 megabytes. It's more than that, but yeah, okay. All right, CMOS data and exit. I'm going to plug the sound card in too, see if I can get some noises to come out of it. Okay, starting DOS. Find my drives. Got it. Nice. Found the CD-ROM. Or, yeah, it got it. Okay, that's the 2-speed. Mounted it with a drive letter yet. There it is. Okay. Set sound. Okay, perfect. So now let's, I don't remember what games are on here. How big is this drive actually? $103 megs. Okay. That's about what you would get with this class of computer at the time. So this is very error correct. The 2-speed CD-ROM is from 1994, so yeah, maybe not that part is error correct, but close enough. Let's see if the sound card even works. It should. I mean, this is I just copy and pasted it into here. What do we got here? Dune 2. Let's try that. That needs a 286 to work anyway, so it'll work fine on here. Taking advantage of extended memory. Un momento, por favor. You know why? The sound would work if the speakers were plugged in to the power outlet. Oh, I hear something. Do I? Yes. Perfect. Got mousage? We don't have a mouse. That will, because this controller card is different. Okay, we'll have to figure that out. But that's annoying. Why doesn't the mouse work? Resident said COM1 in Logitech mode. It is the Logitech mouse, so what up? Oh, it's working in here. Okay. Maybe just by looking at it. Okay, let's try Windows. Oh yeah, NEC personal computers. I remember NEC. They were pretty. They made really good monitors. In fact, I think I have a couple monitors. Oh, what do we have here? Resident driver initialization error, unknown error. Oh wait, is that because? Yes, that is because this does not have the Trident driver on it. Yeah, Trident driver. Okay. So that's fine. Do we still have? Yeah, we do. Okay. Okay, why doesn't the key suddenly work? And the R doesn't work? No, it does now. Okay, I will have to have a look at that. Fortunately, I have another exactly the same keyboard for that one lying around, so not a problem. All right. Oh, 800 by 600 by 256. But why? That should work. Let's just go with. Is that what was on here? Let's just do 640 by 480 by 256. Hopefully, it's not going to ask me for some stupid. It's asking me for some stupid Windows disks. Okay, that's no problem. I've got them right here. I know this is going to take a while because this is the NEC version, and I don't know where those disks are right now. So this is going to be a crapshoot on what's on what disk. Disk 1. Most of this diskette pack, like this, I had this in grade 8. Yeah, this one. that is disc 1, fool. Oh, man. Yeah. These most of these discs here. We need disc 2 again. These are from grade 8, maybe even grade 7. I don't even know. That's original to the set. That's original to the set. That's definitely. This one was replaced at some point. This one was also replaced. Yeah, there's a date on it. And I think this one also was replaced. So more than half the set is original. But, what do you want after more than 30 years? It's been 30 years already? Disc 2. That is disc. Okay, see, this is where it's going to get annoying because I don't know where this stupid file is in this disk set, so I'm just going to have to put in every single diskette until it starts to copy properly. So probably not on disk 7, but whatever. Nope. Disk 2, disk 3. Nope. Disk 5. Okay, it's got to be on disk 4, which doesn't even have a cover. But all these years. Okay, so if it's not on disk 6, then I don't know where this friggin' thing is. Okay, I don't know. Oh, I have the original discs. Oh, what am I talking about? Fool. Why am I fool? Yeah, I didn't script any of this. It's just like, whatever, let's just do it. Do it live. These are the NEC discs. So, 2. I think one of them is starting to get corrupted, which is kind of... I think I made an image of these already. Yo, okay, that is disc 2. Like, literally disc 2 of 6. Okay, well, we're going to go through them all then, okay? 1. Okay, it was on disc 1. Now it needs disc 5. Okay, like, what is, like, why do I have to reinsert the same disc 4 times? Can't you just take what you need off of it ahead of time? Trident OEM. I don't know where that is. Okay, I have this one here. I think this might be it. I think it's like that. Fucking, fuck you. Alright, you know what? Let's just put the stupid stock one back. We'll just put VGA. No frills VGA. Okay, I'm sure those are on the file. Yes, use the current one. Don't ask me for any stupid discs. Nice. Okay, Windows. Now it should work in crappy ass mode, but whatever. Oh, I even changed the NEC thing is gone. Oh, well, what a shame. Okay, so it does work. Just need to... And their sound. Perfect. Okay, that's really all I wanted to try. So, I think off cam what I need to do is a few things. Put this damn mess together. Put it like into the computer. Change the front display. Figure out the turbo LED. Get the drivers loaded. Figure out why P isn't working on the keyboard. Other than that, that is it. This is largely done. And yeah, I don't think there'll be any more updates on this. This is just going to get assembled. So yeah, that's all. Do widzenia.